Hi, I'm Dave Wilsey from Tacton, and I'm here today to talk about some of the gear involved in Drop Zone and to run through a practice rappel with you to help you prepare for your own training. The first item up is a full body harness. This is the Petzl Navajo. Now 80% of your participants are going to be wearing one of these. They fit the vast majority of people. If somebody's really tiny or really large, they're going to go into a version of the Singing Rock. Everybody will be wearing a helmet. Everybody will be wearing leather gloves. Everybody will have a beaner which will be clipped to their side D-ring. And everybody will have an ID, or individual descender, clipped to the front of their harness. Now let's see how this all goes together. Here we have Bill, and he is all kitted up for his practice rappel. We're going to start with his head. So he's got a helmet up, it's buckled. If you can turn your head to the left, Bill. You can see how it's not sitting on the back of his head, it's not sitting too far forward. You want it to be just above the eyebrows. Turn back this way, please, Bill. If it's properly adjusted, if I jiggle it, you should be able to see his eyebrows move. If the helmet moves and his head doesn't, it's too loose. Conversely, you don't want it too tight. The helmet that's too tight is going to give you a headache really quick. Moving on to the harness, you can see I can get my fingers below, but it's snug, right? You want it to be snug. When you sit into a harness under rappel, if your harness is not tight, you're going to be sitting a long way away from your tactical point. Your body is just a really big bag of water in an elastic band at that point. So you want to be able to get your hands under snugly. We want all our bits tucked back. We don't want anything dangling in the front where the rappel is going to be taking place. We want the legs, it's kind of a matter of comfort. They don't have to be really tight, but they shouldn't be loose. So Bill's got them nicely adjusted. Can you turn around for me, Bill? And you can see the position of the dorsal ring here. If this relationship is too long or if it's too short, it's going to result in a really uncomfortable rappel for him. So ideally this ring should be between the top of the shoulder blades, and that's adjusted with this strap. Turn to face us again, please. Pull up your hands. Bill's got leather gloves on. Everybody should be rappelling with leather gloves. We're going to provide them. Fit should be snug. Doesn't have to be super tight. We don't want it to be sloppy. We want it to be snug because he's going to be manipulating gear. And that gear, you can drop your hands, is his ID. We want it to be hanging copper side out. This is going to be loaded like this, and he's going to operate this with his left hand. The rope is going to go through the ID device, through this extra friction carabiner, and he's going to grasp that with his right hand. He's all kitted up and ready to go. Okay, now we're ready for our practice rappel. Bill's climbed the stairs, he's on top of the trailer. I don't want him to get too close to this edge without being tied off. So I'm going to ask him to come forward. Come forward, please, Bill. And I'm going to stop you right about there. Okay, even if he were to stumble and trip now, he might fall flat on the trailer, but he's not going over. If he gets any closer, though, he's going to be in fall arrest or in fall hazard territory. So I'm going to load his ID. And now I can have him move closer, and I'm going to pull the slack out of the line as he comes. Come forward, Bill. So by doing that, pulling the slack out as he comes, even were he to stumble, even were he to trip, he's not really in fall potential. So his ID is loaded. I'm going to clip the tail end of the rope into that extra carabiner. Everybody rappels with a backup line. And the backup line is run through a gree-gree. When they tie him into the top, this rope is going to be tied directly into this ring. We're using a carabiner here for convenience sake. Now's the time we're going to give Bill just a couple tips on how to rappel properly. What I'm going to want you to do, Bill, is you're going to move with your back facing the back of the trailer, and I want you to put your weight into this. So in effect, you're going to sit down into your harness and push off with your feet. Can you do that now?
Sure.
off with your feet. There. Now he's in good rappel position right now. His feet are flat on the trailer, his legs are nice and straight, and he's ready to go. To rappel, he's going to keep his right hand on that rope, below that. He doesn't want to grip it too tightly. If he does, he'll never get moving. But he wants to be able to feel that rope to control his rappel. This handle is of course what's going to allow him to move. As he pulls that towards him, the device is going to start to release the rope and he should be able to move. You want to go ahead and do that, Bill? Yep. Hold up. Now I don't know if you could tell on the video, but Bill just pulled all the way through the travel. One of the nice things about the ID is that it's equipped with an anti-panic function. If you pull too hard, too quickly on the handle, the device will simply lock and you'll go nowhere. To reset, he's going to push forward with the handle. He's going to hear a click. There. And now he can come back and he's ready to rappel again. The actual travel in the handle of the ID is very small. When people start to feel a little bit of friction, that means the device is getting ready to release. So he's going to pull it back and he's going to try again. So you're going to feel a little bit of friction, more and more. There. Now pull. Pull on the handle. There you go. To release that rope, keep your legs nice and straight. Just keep going. Legs nice and straight. That's it. Now it's very unlikely that it would happen, but if somebody were to be in distress, either they're overcome by the moment, their ID jams, maybe something has jammed in their ID. Whatever the case, if they are stuck, if they are in distress, if they cannot finish their rappel, they are to give a distress signal. And the distress signal is simply with their left hand to the side, repeatedly, and I guarantee they will be screaming. They do that until they have somebody's attention and some kind of a rescue can be effected. Can you do that for us, Bill?
Sure. Hey, 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 hey!
Perfect. All right, let's see if we can get you the rest of the way to the ground. So nice straight legs. You don't have to bounce. Just walk those feet down. That's perfect. Perfect. Good job. And that's Bill, and believe it or not, that was his very first rappel ever. Bravo, Bill. Acton and Easter Seals, thank you for attending this training. Have a great event. We look forward to seeing you in the summer.